God bless you. This is Pastor Peoples from Faith Outreach Church of Augusta, and we're so excited about coming to you just a few moments to talk about an upcoming Bible study that we're going to be doing next week. We talked about victory in the midst of discomfort. As we look around the world today and we hear what's going on in the news, there's a lot of discomfort going on in people's lives. And then, we've had a lot of death. We've had a lot of setback. People have lost jobs. And it put people in a state of grieving. Matter of fact, I have two of my spiritual daughters with me today. One being that she's a counselor. Other, she's a lawyer, but she have experienced some things in her life. And I want a mirror to just kind of talk about some of the grief that she have walked through. And just want to talk about it because I believe some of you that are listening right now is probably done dealt with it or going through it. So this is what we're going to be talking about next week. Grief.
And greetings. I have a husband and two children. In 2023, we experienced a pregnancy loss. We were devastated. We had done a lot to get to that process. And oftentimes when people think of grief, they often think of an actual person right here that they lost. And there's also pregnancy loss. There is the loss of being able to conceive, being diagnosed with secondary infertility, which is what they diagnosed me with. But as a woman of faith, I do not accept it. I know that I serve a greater God. In knowing that God is a comforter, here I am on the other side of things. It allows me to speak to someone else in a very similar situation.
That's wonderful. And thank you for sharing. And thank Dion for allowing you to share that because it affected both of y'all. Now, on my right here, I am one of my spiritual daughters. She's a counselor. And we want Deborah to talk about a little bit about grief and the stages and how we can overcome it, because that's what it's going to be about next week altogether.
We're expanding the understanding of grief to let people know that grief is just not about losing someone, a physical body or loved one, but just like Pastor mentioned briefly, you can grieve in having lost a job. Married couples, when they divorce, there is grief in divorce. There's grief in many different areas of our lives, and that's why God has given us to be there one towards the other to help each other. No, there's nothing uncommon to Jesus, and there's nothing uncommon to any one of us that God hasn't provided a way for us to get through.
Maybe you're not part of Faith Outreach Church in Augusta. We're one church at two locations, but the reality is the doors are open for you as well. We're going to have 3 power-packed services next week, which will be Tuesday night at our West location. And then we're going to have 2 exciting services here on Wednesday at our main campus, 11:30 a.m. and also 7 p.m. So there's 3 dynamic services that we're going to be dealing with on how to identify, deal with, and overcome grief. And we're looking forward to seeing you next week. God bless you.